10 Best Places in USA to Avoid Natural Disaster. Seeking a location where natural disasters are not a concern? With mild weather and a safe location, these 10 American cities offer some of the safest places, with little risk of hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, or wildfires. If you're concerned about harsh winters or the occasional snowstorm, these towns will be the ideal combination of safety and stability. Find out where you can safely reside in peace without the frenzy of regular natural disasters. Number 10. Lewiston, Idaho. Lewiston, Idaho is relatively safe from most natural disasters, with a low threat of hurricanes, tornadoes, or large wildfires. The city's location in the Pacific Northwest protects it from coastal storms and extreme heat. Yet, like most locations in the region, Lewiston is not entirely immune to nature's forces. The region has a higher risk of small earthquakes than many other cities in the U.S., though these occurrences are rare and usually not very strong. Additionally, flooding has been a historical threat. A 50-year flash flood in June 2023 brought this threat to the forefront, as heavy rain from a severe storm overwhelmed local drainage systems and caused significant damage. Despite these occasional challenges, Lewiston remains a good choice for those looking for a place with fewer natural disaster risks. Its mild climate and relatively low threat of extreme events make it an appealing place to live. Number 9. Weirton, West Virginia. Situated in the northern region of West Virginia, Weirton is notable for having low exposure to significant natural disasters. The region has minimal exposure to disastrous events such as earthquakes, hurricanes, or tornadoes, primarily because it is inland and far from major fault lines. Unlike much of the country, Weirton doesn't have severe seasonal weather events, making it a relatively safe place to live. Although snowstorms are possible during winter, they are usually less severe than those experienced in the north, and the region rarely experiences long periods of severe winter weather. One of the main concerns for residents of Weirton is occasional snowfall, but it's much less than what is experienced in the northern parts of the state. With West Virginia's difficult terrain, featuring hilly land, there is also a limited threat of landslides, but this is infrequent in Weirton. Overall, the town's safety from recurring natural disasters makes it a dependable choice for individuals seeking stability. Number 8. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Allentown, Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley, is protected from coastal areas by distance, which keeps it safe from hurricanes and tornadoes. It seldom experiences severe earthquakes or flooding, unlike much of the rest of the state. The city's land, surrounded by mountains and the Lehigh River, helps prevent severe flooding, though small flooding after heavy rain can still be a problem. The most significant threats to the region are intense winter storms, which may deliver snowfall and ice, especially during winter. These may lead to disruptions, ranging from power outages to hazardous travel. But the region is not susceptible to the record-breaking snowfalls that occur in the northern states. Allentown averages 34 inches of snow annually, which is bearable but can still impact everyday life. The city is less vulnerable to natural disasters than much of the country, but the inhabitants must remain aware, particularly during winter. Number 7. Montpelier, Vermont. Montpelier, Vermont is famous for its peaceful, picturesque atmosphere and minimal risk from most natural disasters. The state is usually among the safest in catastrophic occurrences, with Montpelier being at low risk from tornadoes, hurricanes, or earthquakes. This is because it's far from active earthquake zones or major weather systems. Nevertheless, the city has severe winters, with heavy snowfall that can cause dangerous conditions. The risk of snowstorms is also worsened by Vermont's mountainous land, which can make travel difficult during heavy snowfall. Snowstorms are, however, relatively easier to handle here compared to northern parts, with the state having extensive snow removal systems to reduce inconvenience. Flooding has become more of an issue in recent years, with significant damage from heavy rainfall in 2023, and there is a need for better preparedness. Number 6. Lynchburg, Virginia. Lynchburg, Virginia is well positioned away from the danger of coastal flooding or severe weather in the form of tornadoes. The relatively mild climate of the city contributes to its status as a secure area for residents and visitors alike. Although it does have the occasional snowstorm, heavy snowfall is uncommon in comparison to northern locations, and the city's infrastructure is well equipped to deal with normal winter weather conditions. Flooding, though rare, may occur after intense thunderstorms or sudden snowmelt, but the city's flood control systems, including strict building rules and flood safety measures, reduce the risk. Earthquakes and wildfires are also uncommon within the area, making Lynchburg one of Virginia's more stable locales with regard to natural disaster threats. That being said, residents need to be mindful of the occasional snow accumulation during winter months, which, while manageable, could cause inconvenience in daily life if not addressed appropriately. Number 5. Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio is rated as one of the safest U.S. cities in terms of natural disasters. The city has a relatively low-risk index with little danger posed by large-scale disasters such as earthquakes or hurricanes. Dayton is not completely free from extreme weather, though. The city occasionally sees thunderstorms, and it is also at risk for hailstorms, although these are uncommon and can be damaging nonetheless. Tornadoes, though infrequent and usually less severe, have touched down occasionally, most notably the Memorial Day tornado in 2019. Flooding is also a concern for the city, which is located close to the Great Miami River, a river that has flooded due to heavy rains in the past. These dangers notwithstanding, Dayton is high on the list of cities with low disaster probability because it's far from large fault lines and coastlines. It is still a safe city with manageable natural risks. Number 4. Blacksburg, Virginia. Blacksburg, Virginia is not only where Virginia Tech is located, but also a city that stands out as being low risk for natural disasters. Located in the Appalachian Mountains, it has a mild climate and is landlocked, protected from hurricanes. The region gets very few catastrophic weather events, like extreme heat waves or tornadoes, and its geography protects it from the risk of floods. In fact, the town is rated very high for resilience and natural hazard resistance, according to FEMA's National Risk Index. It does have the occasional winter storm, though the area generally experiences manageable snowfall. The biggest threat here is cold waves, where winter temperatures can drop dangerously low at times, but this doesn't happen often. With little risk of natural disasters, Blacksburg is one of the safest cities in the state in which to reside. For those who put a high premium on peace of mind regarding natural disasters, it's an appealing choice. Number 3. Bozeman, Montana. Bozeman, Montana is a small town in the picturesque Gallatin Valley, ringed by the awe-inspiring Rocky Mountains. Home to only slightly more than 50,000 people, it is notable for its minimal exposure to natural disasters. The area sees little extreme weather, with winter snows manageable due to the preparedness and infrastructure of the town. Tornadoes and earthquakes are rare for residents, and though wildfires can happen, they are less common here than in other areas of Montana. But the main threat to Bozeman is avalanches. Although the overall risk is low, the surrounding mountain ranges do carry some threat, especially during high snow years. Avalanches are possible in winter, but with modern forecasting, they are closely monitored, and many places are off limits to avoid accidents. Large-scale natural disasters such as floods and earthquakes pose a very low risk, and Bozeman is thus an excellent location for those looking for a peaceful, disaster-free existence. Number 2. Spokane, Washington. Spokane, Washington is blessed to miss many of the natural disasters that tend to plague other areas of the country. Far from the coast and outside of an earthquake belt or tornado alley, Spokane enjoys a relatively stable climate. Though Spokane does see occasional wildfires in surrounding areas, the danger is normally low relative to other states. The most pervasive threat lies in extreme winter weather. Winter cold waves in the region are well known, with temperatures falling as low as -10 degrees Fahrenheit in particularly cold winters. Snowstorms and ice storms are common as well, frequently causing power outages and hazardous driving conditions. Floods, though uncommon, have also occurred in the region in the past, with significant flood events occurring in 1963, 1986, and 2008. While these hazards exist, Spokane's distance from large earthquake faults and relatively dry climate makes it a safe choice for those who want to escape more frequent and devastating natural disasters. Number 1. Anchorage, Alaska. Anchorage, Alaska is one of the safest big cities in the U.S., with minimal risk of natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, droughts, heat waves, and wildfires. Its overall risk is very low, with a disaster risk exposure of only 3.16%. The city has important natural protection to its location and near zero vulnerability to coastal flooding. Still, the region is not risk-free. Earthquakes pose the biggest threat to Anchorage, with the area being one of the highest for seismic activity due to its location on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Yet the overall threat is minimized by good preparation efforts and strong infrastructure, so the city is fairly resilient. Though earthquakes are a serious threat, Anchorage's low threat for other big natural disasters and its emergency response capacity put it at the leading edge of disaster-resistant urban spaces. That's it for today's list of the safest places in the U.S. to avoid natural disasters. Now it's your turn. Let us know in the comments which city caught your eye or if you have a hidden gem we missed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.